Hello there. In this video, we will talk about how we can teach ESL to adults. Firstly, we will examine the essential topics for learners' learning and development, which we can refer to as crucial skills. We can divide these skills into 4: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. The first topic we will examine in this section is reading skills. Reading is a crucial skill for learners, and it needs to be developed. To improve reading skills, we should create engaging concepts to capture learners' attention. When approaching a reading task, we should divide the process into 3 main parts: pre-reading, during reading, and after reading. During the pre-reading stage, learners should read the text without intense scrutiny to gather basic information and take notes. The teacher can provide specific goals for the students to focus on before they start reading, helping them to have a purpose in mind. This initial reading should be done individually and quietly, allowing learners to become familiar with the text and make brief notes. Next, students should read the text silently and individually to fully understand and analyze it. This during reading stage allows students to gain knowledge about all parts of the text, reinforcing their understanding of the material. Finally, during the after reading stage, students should share their thoughts about the text with their peers in pairs or groups. This peer learning approach is valuable for reinforcing understanding and sharing different perspectives. Next, we'll continue with writing skills. To improve writing, it's important to motivate learners about their topics, similar to reading. This helps uncover interests and enhance writing skills. When teaching writing, we consider the 6 stages: pre-writing, drafting, revising, editing, presenting, and publishing. Pre-writing. The first stage is the pre-writing stage. Here, learners need to brainstorm and gather ideas about the text they will write and plan accordingly, drafting. Next is the drafting stage, where students jot down their ideas in short notes within the determined framework, revising. The third stage is the revising stage, where learners review their drafts to make necessary changes and prevent losing focus. Editing. Following that is the editing stage, where students put the identified changes into order. Presenting. The presentation stage is where students determine how they will explain the text they wrote and to whom it will be presented. Publishing. Finally, the publishing stage is where students present their texts to the intended audience. This stage is crucial for making the written text meaningful. Following is listening skills. It's important to develop listening skills for learners, as they are usually on the receiving end of information. For our adult learners, we should use materials that are authentic and relevant to the subject to capture their attention. To achieve this, we can divide the listening activity into 3 main parts. Pre-listening. Firstly, there should be a pre-listening phase where learners are briefed on what to focus on before listening. This will help motivate them as they listen with a purpose in mind, first listening. After the initial listening phase, learners, along with the teacher, can share the information they gathered as a whole group or in smaller groups, fostering peer learning. Second listening. In the second listening phase, replay the material to address any missed or unanswered questions from the initial listening. If students still can't find the answers and time allows, they should listen again. By implementing these stages to develop listening skills, we can effectively assist adult and other learners. Next up, we'll talk about speaking. Speaking skills may be a weak point for many learners, but with motivation and increased self-confidence, speaking skills can be enhanced. To integrate speaking skills into education, we can focus on 2 main factors: fluency and accuracy. We should prioritize fluency in learners' everyday language, allowing them to express themselves and their ideas during classroom activities and speaking exercises, with positive feedback from teachers to motivate and reinforce their speaking skills improvement. Providing ample practice opportunities is essential. Accuracy. In terms of accuracy, learners may lack confidence in speaking correctly, which may deter them from speaking. Teachers should promptly provide feedback and correct errors to help learners rectify mistakes, renew their self-confidence, and accelerate their development. Now we have discussed the importance of crucial skills. Let's delve into the crucial topic of vocabulary. It is essential for learners to possess a strong vocabulary in their everyday lives and education, concept-based learning. Creating a lesson plan based on words relevant to adult learners' daily lives motivates them and reduces distractions. Teachers should design activities that encourage active participation. This approach facilitates smooth vocabulary development and reduces misunderstandings in the classroom. Consistent monitoring and feedback from teachers further accelerate learners' progress. It's important for learners to acquire grammar skills, but traditional teaching methods can make it difficult for them. Instead of teaching grammar as a separate topic through lectures, it's more effective to integrate it into regular lessons. By using the concept creation method, learners can indirectly pick up the necessary grammar knowledge while working towards their learning goals. This approach fosters autonomous learning and helps learners grasp grammatical concepts more naturally. Since now we have talked about some acquisitions that students need to acquire. But to do this effectively, teachers should consider some elements. First, one of these elements is group working. To teach effectively, teachers should encourage students to work in groups, tailoring group sizes to the students' levels. The goal is to motivate students to work together and facilitate their effective development in the lesson. In order to create an effective learning environment, teachers need to consider classroom management. This ensures that students can understand the material without facing any difficulties. One important aspect of this is arranging the seating in a way that benefits the students. They should be able to see each other and the content being taught, and they should be encouraged to interact and share their ideas. Additionally, clear instructions and constructive feedback from the teacher are essential to prevent any misunderstandings and to help students achieve the course objectives effectively. Another important aspect of classroom management is where teacher stands while teaching and how they can assess their learners as effective as possible. Assessing learners is crucial for understanding their progress. Constant monitoring allows teachers to gather valuable information about their learners so they can assist their learning in a more beneficial way for them. The teacher's positioning in the classroom depends on the teaching approach. For topic-based lessons, the teacher should be visible in front of the learners. For skill-based lessons, direct interaction with the learners may be necessary for effective feedback and error correction.